Welcome to Motorize.de. Today we're taking a close look at the Triumph Speed Twin 900, a modern classic roadster that aims to blend retro charm with everyday friendly tech. We won't just rattle off specs, we'll talk about how this bike actually feels in real life, in the city, on back roads, and over longer rides. We'll also break down who the Speed Twin 900 is really for, where it shines, and what you should know before you buy. One detail that makes it instantly recognizable is the clean, uncluttered cockpit, with a round analog gauge and an integrated display. Classic in style, yet easy to read and thoroughly modern in how it works. By the end, you'll get a clear buying recommendation, plus tips on what to watch for when shopping used. Gern, mir fehlt nur der eigentliche Text. Bitte sende den deutschen Voice-Over-Text für Szene 2 alles Original. Dann übersetze ich ihn idiomatisch, natürlich und ansprechend ins Englische. The Speed Twin 900 took over from the Street Twin in 2019, wearing a similar silhouette but with a noticeably sportier edge. Triumph stayed true to the formula, a torque-rich parallel twin with a 270-degree crank, paired with a slim chassis and an easy, no-fuss riding position. Over the years, the package has been carefully sharpened without twisting its character. Later model years gained, among other upgrades, a stronger front brake and more mature suspension tuning, bringing the 900 closer to the speed idea, without turning it into a jittery handful. A perfect example is the revised front end with a larger disc and a higher spec caliper. That's not marketing spin, you feel it when you're braking into a corner. Bottom line, the same DNA just delivered in a more grown-up way. Gern, mir fehlt nur der eigentliche Text. Bitte kopiere den deutschen Voice-Over-Text für Szene 4 hier hinein oder lade ihn als Datei-Screenshot hoch, dann übersetze ich ihn ins Englische, idiomatisch, natürlich und ansprechend. Powering the Speed Twin 900 is Triumph's 900cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank. It makes 65 horsepower and 80 Newton-meters of torque. And it's that strong early punch of torque that defines the engine's character far more than peak power ever could. Shifting is handled by a 5-speed gearbox, while ride-by-wire throttle brings modern control, including road and rain riding modes plus traction control. On the chassis side, Triumph fits a 41mm front fork and twin rear shocks, with at least preload adjustment to fine-tune the setup. Up front, braking comes from a single generously sized disc with a 4-piston caliper, and ABS is standard. One everyday detail that really matters. The 765mm seat height makes maneuvering and stop-start riding easy and confidence-inspiring, even for shorter riders. Gern, mir fehlt nur der eigentliche Text. Bitte sende den deutschen Voice-Over-Text für Szene 6 einfach hier einfügen. Wenn du mir noch sagst Tonstil, zum Beispiel emotional, sachlich, humorvoll und Zielgruppe, zum Beispiel B2B-Endkunden, sowie GGFs Länge Timing, zum Beispiel Max X Sekunden, passe ich die englische Version entsprechend an. Visually, the Speed Twin 900 hits the sweet spot between classic lines and a modern finish. The round headlight with LED daytime running light looks traditional, but shines with today's clarity. Add to that neatly integrated engine details, a compact tank, and a clean, uncluttered rear end. Nothing feels overdone. Especially well judged are the side engine covers and the twin parallel silencers, which underline the classic twin-cylinder look without turning the bike into a showpiece. Ergonomically, Triumph has clearly aimed for relaxed riding. A 765mm seat height, a natural knee angle, and a handlebar position that brings you slightly forward without loading your wrists. A real everyday advantage is the slim front of the seat, making it easy to get both feet confidently on the ground at a stop. The 12-liter tank reinforces the bike's agile character. Gern, mir fehlt nur der eigentliche Text. Bitte sende den deutschen Voice-Over-Text für Szene 8, dann übersetze ich ihn idiomatisch, natürlich und ansprechend ins Englische. In day-to-day riding, the Speed Twin 900 feels surprisingly light, even though it tips the scales at around 216 kilos ready to roll. The twin responds cleanly to the throttle, pulls strongly from low revs and builds power smoothly, while staying easy to manage, especially in city traffic, where you're often accelerating from low RPM. Out on country roads, it feels neutral and predictable. It doesn't flop nervously into corners, stays composed, and holds a line with real precision. The 41mm fork and twin shocks do a solid job for everyday use, even if the setup is on the firm side. Braking is handled by the big single front disc with ABS that's easy to modulate. Road and rain modes are genuinely useful too, softening throttle response noticeably when the surface is slick or rough. One more plus, the slim silhouette makes filtering through traffic refreshingly straightforward. Gern, mir fehlt nur der eigentliche Text. Bitte sende den deutschen Voice-Over-Text für Szene 10 einfach hier einfügen. Wenn du mir außerdem Tonalität Zielgruppe, zum Beispiel sachlich, emotional, werblich und gewünschtes Englisch, sagst, übersetze ich ihn idiomatisch, natürlich und ansprechend.